What was meant to be another strong showing for the Ducati Lenovo team turned into a weekend of confusion, frustration, and unanswered questions at the 2025 MotoGP Mandalika Grand Prix. Following Marc Marquez's unfortunate crash and injury, Francesco Bagnaia suffered one of the most bewildering performances of his MotoGP career, a far cry from his dominant form just a week earlier in Japan. The contrast between Motegi and Mandalika could not have been starker. In Japan, Bagnaia had looked untouchable, securing pole position, winning the sprint, and cruising to victory in the main race. His confidence seemed fully restored after Ducati reverted to several 2024 spec components, and his championship campaign looked back on track. But in the scorching heat of Mandalika, everything unraveled. From the very first practice session, Bagnaia was visibly uncomfortable, struggling to extract any performance from his GP25 machine. During Saturday's sprint, he could manage only a last-place finish, nearly 30 seconds adrift of race winner Fermin Aldeguer, who, adding insult to injury, was riding a year-old Ducati for the satellite Gresini squad. Sunday's main race was no better. Bagnaia's misery culminated on lap 8 of 27 when he lost control and crashed out from the very back of the field. His lap times had been nearly 2 seconds slower per lap than Aldeguer's, a shocking statistic for a reigning world champion riding factory machinery. To make matters worse, Ducati seemed just as baffled as their star rider. "We have no answers for what happened this weekend," Bagnaia admitted, his frustration palpable. He skipped post-race media duties, with Ducati citing the aftermath of the crash and releasing a brief, somber statement that reflected their confusion. "This weekend was extremely disappointing after what we achieved in Japan," Bagnaia said. "This track has never been easy for me, but last year I won the sprint and finished third in the main race. This time I couldn't find the same feeling with the bike. It was completely different. I was just struggling." The mystery surrounding the GP25 has left Ducati engineers scratching their heads. There are whispers in the paddock suggesting a possible setup or electronics issue, perhaps a mismatch between the new chassis configuration and Mandalika's unique track surface, known for its unpredictable grip levels. However, others have speculated that Ducati's ongoing effort to refine the 2025 spec aerodynamics might have backfired in Indonesia's demanding conditions. The GP25, designed for maximum corner stability and acceleration, may have been too rigid or sensitive to the track temperature swings, leaving Bagnaia with little feel or feedback from the front end. Whatever the cause, the sense of confusion is shared by everyone within the Ducati Lenovo camp. The team, usually known for their technical mastery and calm under pressure, looked unusually shaken in the paddock, a sign of how unexpected this downturn truly was. A clearly dejected Bagnaia took responsibility for his crash, offering an apology to his team. "I want to say sorry to everyone," he said. "Even though I was 1.5 seconds off the pace, I was still pushing, trying to catch the next rider, and that's when I went down." The result not only dents Bagnaia's title ambitions, but also raises serious concerns about Ducati's ability to maintain consistency heading into the closing rounds. With teammate Marc Marquez sidelined by a broken collarbone, Ducati's factory outfit faces a critical moment in their campaign. The engineers will now pore over every shred of data in search of answers, hoping to restore confidence before the next race. For a team that just celebrated its team championship triumph, Mandalika has been a brutal reminder that MotoGP success can vanish overnight. From a technical standpoint, this sudden collapse exposes the fine margins in modern MotoGP. The GP25, an evolution of a dominant bike, may have reached a point where its sophistication is also its weakness. While the machine's potential is enormous, it appears increasingly sensitive to conditions and setup. If Ducati cannot decode the GP25's inconsistent behavior, especially regarding grip and front-end feedback, they risk turning a season of dominance into one of doubt. Bagnaia's body language and tone suggest not just frustration, but genuine concern that something fundamental is amiss. As MotoGP heads toward its final stretch, all eyes will be on whether Ducati can bounce back or whether Mandalika marks the moment their unstoppable momentum finally met its match. Bagnaia's struggles in Mandalika also highlight the immense pressure he shoulders as Ducati's flag bearer. Having delivered back-to-back world titles, expectations are sky-high every weekend, and any dip in performance is instantly magnified. The Italian has become synonymous with Ducati's modern success, but the burden of carrying a factory's hopes can take a toll, particularly when things spiral out of control with no clear explanation. Insiders suggest the tension inside the Ducati garage was palpable, with engineers and data analysts working late into the night to decode what went wrong. Marc Marquez's crash earlier in the weekend further compounded Ducati's misery. The Spaniard, who had been finding impressive form aboard the GP25, suffered a broken right collarbone and was ruled out for several weeks. His absence not only weakens Ducati's on-track presence, but also robs the team of valuable data and feedback, something crucial as they try to stabilize the unpredictable GP25. Ducati had hoped Marquez's analytical riding style would help accelerate development, but his injury now leaves Bagnaia as the sole torchbearer for the factory outfit. From a psychological perspective, the Mandalika meltdown may carry deeper implications. Bagnaia, usually calm and composed under pressure, appeared visibly deflated after the race. His body language told a story of confusion and disbelief, emotions rarely seen from a rider who thrives on control and precision. The lack of understanding within Ducati's technical department may amplify that uncertainty, especially as rivals like Aprilia and KTM continue to close the performance gap. In a sport where confidence is as vital as horsepower, losing that mental edge could prove costly. Meanwhile, the rest of the MotoGP grid has sensed weakness. Aprilia's Alex Espargaro and KTM's Brad Binder have both voiced confidence in their machines' growing competitiveness. Even Fermin Aldeguer's stunning victory on the Gresini-run Ducati GP24 serves as a stark reminder that the older package still holds serious potential. It raises an uncomfortable question for the factory team. Has Ducati overdeveloped its 2025 prototype to the point of imbalance? The satellite teams, once chasing scraps, now appear to be genuine threats to the factory operation.